Hello everybody! Welcome back to your Asian drama. My name is Sa, and let's get right into it. Today we have another video, and I'm going to talk about the most, not recent, but second most recent episode of Heart Signal, which was episode 3. And episode 4 did come out recently, which I did watch as well, and I'll be posting a video about it in a few days. But yeah, on to episode 3. Wow, this episode was okay. Compared to episode 2, this one kind of dropped below the excitement level. Episode 2 was just so exciting for me, but that's okay. 3 wasn't too bad. We had... In this episode, we really didn't see much of Ji-won because he was too busy working really hard, doing late night shifts at the hospital. So that was unfortunate. You can definitely see that when his presence isn't there at the house, it's not as lively, and even his fellow house guestmates were commenting on that, how him being not there is very noticeable, especially Jimin, because she has a huge crush on him still. Also, this episode is pretty exciting because we did see in the end of the episode, which made it exciting, the new catfish, who is Hushin or Hishan. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I apologize again. Every video I'll be apologizing and saying these names badly. But he was really cool when he walked in. I actually really like him and find him very attractive. He's a tall model and also an artist, and his art's very interesting, and he specializes in oil paintings, and it looked really good in acrylic paint as well, I believe. But yeah, I really like him. He definitely seemed a little bit intimidating and a cool character, and I guess in every season they have to have a character that shakes up the house, so I definitely see him doing that. And last season I remember there was a similar catfish male that came in, but I didn't really care for him too much. He didn't really, I don't know, I just really didn't care for him that much. He was okay. Where this one, I actually am liking him right off the bat, and he seems pretty cool. So that was pretty nice to see him shake up the house. And the girls looked very nervous, except for Jimu, of course. She was really posed and calm. She offered to make him a warm drink and some food that she had left over. So she was very, normal and chill. And I really like that about her. Where other two girls, especially Jimin, were all giggling and smiling and acting all like cutesy. A little overdone. Because come on, they're in their like 20s, right? Like, who acts like that normally? I don't think so. So I definitely think part of it was an act with Jimin. And then Ji-young, she seemed pretty normal as well, but I think she's being held back by Jimin a little bit. I mean, they're all kind of giggly, all three of them, but one more than the others. So that was really interesting, how certain female casts had acted differently. But hey, it's a show, right? You gotta make it interesting and spice it up. So yeah, that was fun to watch. So the drama in this episode, I guess, happened to be between Mingai, Jimin, and Jimu, supposedly, where Mingai and Jimin went out to Jimin's university. He picked her up, which is, I guess, a big deal in an all-female university, because that pretty much means like you're on a date or your boyfriend's picking you up. I think that's the pretense. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, look, Jimin, you better vote for this guy. This man picked you up from your university, took you out on a little shopping date to get, food and goodies for dinner for later, because I think it was their night to cook, the two of them, for the house. And this is where the trouble starts beginning, because apparently, I guess it was a very long drive, and they got the food, and they had fun shopping and going on a date, almost unofficial date, and they got back home really late. So, and yeah, this is where the trouble begins. But let's just go over their little outing. It seemed like they had a really good time. Mingai, you can tell, is definitely into Jimin still. I think he likes her bright personality, how fun she is, because he's a bit of an introvert. So he's always smiling, and I think he makes him feel young and happy. And that is something nice about Jimin. She definitely has nice, positive, bright, cheerful personality and youth on her side. So he definitely took a liking to her. And on this unofficial get-together date, I don't know if I think Jimin likes him in that way. She seems to like him as an oppa, but I don't know if she really likes him because she's still really into Ji-won. So that's a very interesting, because she seems like cutesy, but I think that's just how she's naturally. I don't know if she was really seemed nervous or anything. She was very casual with him, so that was very interesting. So yeah, so they arrive at the house late, and Jimmy at this point, I guess, was already home like an hour prior, and she saw no one was home. It was pretty late. I think it was like 9:30. So she made her own little meal. She's watching The Glory, a little foreshadowing there. And so Mingai and Jimin got home, and they didn't think anyone was home. So they started making their meal kit, which is only for two. And Jimmy ended up going downstairs after hearing all like the commotion, but she waited after finishing her show, I believe. And the way the show edited it, it seemed like there was so much drama and tension, which there was kind of awkwardness. And it was just really fascinating how Jimin, I don't know if she can read the room, but she just plays on it, but she acted all innocent, or was just like, didn't seem like she cared. Her main guy was very quiet, and you could tell that he knew something was up with Jimu, and that he felt a little bit guilty, and he even tried to be like, oh, I picked her up and it was a really long drive. We did end up getting food more for other people, but we just happened to cook the meal kit for two, which doesn't really make sense, because you're supposed to cook for the house. Wouldn't you make all the food and have leftovers, so when people got home late, they would, then heat up the food for everyone? But they just literally just cooked for them too. So that was kind of messed up in my personal opinion. I mean, I don't think it was as serious as the editors made it out to be, but that was a bit kind of rude. Like, if you're gonna, be in charge of cooking for everyone, just cook the whole entire food so people can have leftovers. But yeah, Jimmy, she did end up eating with them, and there's a bit of awkwardness and tension, but it eventually did die out once Gayor came home. So it was the four of them, so it eased up the tension and it ended up being normal again. Yeah, so that was that was very dramatic to watch. They got, like I said earlier, they have to spice it up a little bit. So yeah, that was, I think, pretty much for the drama in that episode. And then, like I said, the catfish shows up, and then of course there was another part of the show which I felt really bad for Gary, was when he made seafood soup, but I think his intention is to make it for Ji Young, but she ended up getting home really late as well. This was, like, I think a different night. Sorry, this might be a little out of order, my thoughts on this show, so bear with me. But it was so funny because the seaweed soup was such a hit amongst all the other housemates that there was, like, I think practically nothing left for Ji Young by the time she got home. And the way these editors edit the video was so, like, intense, where Giore looked so sad when everyone was eating the food and he was hoping for leftovers for Ji Young. It was kind of funny. I was laughing how they just edited it. It was so, like, serious but not serious. But I mean, to be honest, Ji Young, when she got home, I don't think she was really impressed that he made, like, the seaweed soup, because she's not into him anymore as much, I don't believe. She's trying to, like, see her other options. And I don't think he got a vote that night. I'm pretty sure, I think she gave it to Mingai. Jimin gave it to Jiwon again, which is kind of crazy. Mingai, after all the trouble he went to pick her up from the university, go on a date with her, and remember they had the previous plant date the previous day, and she didn't get a vote either from her. And it's like, I don't think she voted for him once yet, and he's done all this stuff and gave her all this attention, and she must know it. But she picks Jiwon, the guy she practically sees and doesn't have that much interaction with. I mean, good for her for sticking to her heart, because she must really, really have been taking a liking to Jiwon to vote for him that much. And when he got home late, I believe one of those nights as well, she tried to surprise him and like, scare him, but I don't think she thought much of it. And then Jiwon did vote for Jimu again, which is nice. And again, Jimo has not been voting for Jiwon, which is kind of a bummer, because, I'm rooting for these two. So yeah, overall, like, it was a fun episode, not nearly as good as the second episode, but I enjoyed it. I like seeing a lot of the housemates together interacting with one another. It's a lot of fun. And like I said, with the new, catfish on the show, Heeshun, he's really cool, and like I said, I like his vibe. I don't know any other adjectives than cool for this. But yeah, very exciting. There was a little bit of heart-fluttering moments, and a lot of heartbreaking moments, and you can already see these the love lines have been all over the place. I think this episode, no one really voted for each other, which is quite fascinating. Yeah, no one picked each other. Everyone picked different people. So yeah, and the next episode looks like a lot of fun, because that's when the official dates happen. So that's going to be very, very exciting to watch. And definitely when like new dates happen, that's when we'll see a lot of different love lines forming again and being shaken up. And you know, these one-on-one dates, usually people find something, a different side of someone that they normally don't find in a group setting, and it becomes more romantic, and there's a lot more like moments and intensity. So yeah, very excited to episode 4 and to talk about that. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you don't mind, please like this video, subscribe if you would like. I really appreciate, you know, all your comments and liking this video. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'm really excited to be talking about Heart Signal and going on this exciting romantic TV show ride with you all. Alright guys, until next time, take care. Bye bye.